Hello fellow people who like to watch tank videos. This is my video filmed recently in a battle I had with Biggest in Karelia. It was a assault map we're defending, and it was a battle that was one of 4 battles actually that we did very well in. Thanks of course to the team that we have. The teams, RNG decided that it was going to let me get some shots in, which was good. Anyway, we should be able to show you in a sec how well we did. What a lot of people don't do is just defend on a map like this. They like to try and push and get themselves killed early, but it's best to try and stay hidden and get those shots in and help those tanks that are doing the spotting and the heavy work, especially in a medium tank like mine that's easily penned. A lot of people don't like the T-40, but I actually love it. I've heard it called lemon, banana, all sorts of fruit, but I tell you what, lemons and bananas are 2 of my favourite fruits. So this T-29 that's coming is a very difficult tank to penetrate through its turret, but if you can get some good shots on its lower plate, especially in this tank, you'll be able to do some damage. So I'm playing as a sniper purely because I know that up against these heavy tanks I'm going to die pretty quick if they get a shot on me. So they're unable to spot me at the moment because I'm nicely tucked behind a tree and bush that I knocked over, plus the rock is protecting my lower plate as much as possible. We'll see how we go here. Now they're sitting back, but they are desperate because their goal is to capture our base, so they will eventually get desperate and push out, and I'll have my opportunity to get some shots on those tanks. So here's our first shot. Very lucky shot into the T-29, possibly hit the cupola, but anyway, that was a very lucky shot. Trying to hit the Bozotto, but I hit the T-29 instead. Getting a shot of the 45 TP there. Through. So as you can see, this gun is quite impressive. The Bozotto is going to get some damage in a minute from me. I think I may even kill it. So their attack is quite unsuccessful at the moment. They are feeling quite sore after having TDs and myself punching into them with all that we have. 3 TDs isn't going to be easily attacked. They probably would have been better to attack through the K line, but you know, you can't always pick the right side. You don't know where the TDs are going to be hiding. The other side is light on, but also light on with the enemy tanks as well. So as you can see, our team is pushing that line, and I will be unable to support them unless I push myself. But being light on the other side, I decided to move to the other side of the map and help our team, who have just lost the push. But it's almost too late for the enemy now to push up on us and do anything to capture the base, unless they get very lucky with some bad gameplay. As you can see, Biggest hasn't yet been hit, but I can guarantee you he's got some shots in. morning throat this morning. Hope you enjoyed your holidays and had a happy new year. I know I did. I'm on a break at the moment, so I've got some time to do some talk-throughs and post some videos for you guys to watch in lower tiers. As you know, there's plenty of high tier videos out there. But, you know, newcomers to World of Tanks don't get many low tier videos to watch and to learn from. So it's important here on this NCMV to hit the lower plate where possible. So I only did a critical shot on that one, but he is able to be penned through the lower plate and through the top cupola. So as you can see there, hit the cupola, did a lot of damage. Well, critical damage, important to stop him in his tracks so that he can be killed. A couple of RNG misses, got to get, and a lucky shot on his lower plate destroys him. Now this is an interesting part of the battle because Biggers has just lost his brawl there, and I wanted to get down and destroy that tank. I know, and I thought I might be able to ram him, and I fired a bit too early and ended up with a hit, but I was able to destroy him, which was very lucky. Now this T-40 decided they're going to do a big push on me and try and destroy me because they think I've done a little bit too much damage and been a little bit too bold. And they were right. I did die here, but I was able to get some good hits on the T-40 and he dies because he was spotted and he was tracked as well after hitting me, giving us a pretty good victory overall. Enjoyed this battle. Not sure how Biggers did actually. I must ask him. Okay, let's move on to the next battle. That was a interesting battle indeed, but the next two shows the streak that I had in this T-40. So this battle is in El Haluf, and it's an encounter battle. Again, with Biggers. We are top tier, yeah. Makes it a bit easier to win a battle when you're up against a lower tier, especially if that's all that's left on the map. So our team pushed out in the correct manner with TDs supporting the lights and the medium, trying to get some spots, which they did on the T-67 and P-43. My goal was to just not push too hard because it is a glass tank. It will be penetrated easily by most things. I really just wanted to find out what was coming to make sure we weren't overwhelmed on this side and warn people adequately. But nothing really has turned up, but I think a heavy does turn up in a sec. When I looked away, I shouldn't have looked away. Could have got a shot on him, but yes, time to retreat. Lucky miss by the Arty. The KV-1S can be a dangerous tank for me. It's a clever strategy by the team to get on base. If you can stay alive long enough, it does put the other team on edge and get them worried. but I thought it was safe at this stage to just try and defend the base a little bit safely. But the team hadn't done enough to stop the T-67, because next time I pop out, I get hit. He's obviously looking at me. Quick reload on the T-67, dangerous little tank to have. So he's ammo racked me. I'll need to fix up that as soon as possible, otherwise my reload's too long. Pulled out a little bit too early there to be unspotted by the T-67, but didn't take much damage off me. It's important to get that ammo rack fixed as quick as possible, so you've got a cooldown on the repair kit. Get that out of the way. We are losing here at this stage. Our team seem to be driving out into line of fire with the T-67. The Nashorn's done well. Their team are getting hammered by our Arty, but our team is on the verge of losing. The battle's quite even at the moment. So this tank needs to be used as a sniper in these situations and try and do as much damage as possible. The Hellcat and the AT-8 are really in a bad way, because they're about to be approached from the rear, as you'll see shortly. But I'm able to keep that tank. There he is, the KV-1S. I'm able to keep that tank back and also eventually destroy him. If he mustn't have had a very good crew, because he was unable to spot me as far as I knew. So the enemy team are nervous because they are low on hit points. Yeah, so unusual that he was unable to spot me, so he didn't know where to fire. And he's tracked too, which helps. So the AT-8 is now able to push on the enemy, but he's got a Arty behind him and a 30-01 in front of him. I really need to get up there and help now. Unfortunately, the 88 got on fire and lost a lot of his hit points. A tough tank. The Arty is regretting his decision to push up and play as a brawling tank, because their reload is so long, and he'd already fired, so unable to get any damage on me. Now what I'm doing here is getting out of there, because I am unable to brawl against 3 tanks. So what I'm going to do is confuse the enemy as to where I am. I got lucky here because the 3001 makes a big mistake here. I don't know why he does push up like he did. I think he was trying to push on me, and hopefully I'd miss because he was going too fast. See him there? He pushes up, hits the rock, probably in a bit of a panic, makes an easy kill for me. So now the enemy are down to 2 tanks pushing on us. Biggest has done well, still alive, not many hit points. Now I made another critical error here. I should have rammed him, hit him, rammed him, and it would have been over, but he is able to reload faster than me and track me, and because I'm on the side of a little mound, I couldn't get gun depression. A little bit embarrassing, really. So a loss for the enemy team and a win for us, but in the next battle I do a little bit better, which is again with Biggest in Korea. Sorry, we're in Siegfried Line and it's an assault map, and our goal is to either cap or destroy all the enemy. I'm pushing up into the city here, and we have a very excited T-40 pushing up on our team, trying to spot and warn the enemy team where we're coming from, which he does successfully, but leaving himself quite vulnerable. He does get a couple of shots on me, being faster and more agile. He obviously spotted me first, so he's got me lined up in his targets. I'm not going to let him get away with that, and I get 1 shot in and he dies. But now the enemy know sort of where we are, and it's important to not be there for much longer, but to surprise them from pushing from another angle. I don't want to push up on the heavies. I'm going to be outgunned with those in those positions. They're going to be unlikely to try and cap, being vulnerable from a lot of angles. Biggest gets a good shot in. Yeah, as you can see, the heavies, they take quite a bit of hit points off me. So what I'm going to try and do is literally wait for tanks to fire, and once I know they've fired, then I can pop out and get a shot on them. But very cleverly, the enemy A20 is spotting me from the rear, so it's important that I get into a safe position where I can fire from. Very lucky shot on the KV-1's turret. Not lucky, it is a good gun. It is able to penetrate quite well, and it's important to have a good crew that know. Another shot on the A20. We've got to get rid of this light. He's spotting us from the rear, making us more vulnerable. We also have a Type 64 out there. So what I'm going to do here is get into a position where I'm able to protect my lower plate but still get shots on them, because a light will have trouble penetrating my upper turret. The enemy are losing at this stage, but it's easily won back if they get into the right positions. They really are trying to get around to flankers. RNG says no, but I was trying to snapshot, but not a good gun to snapshot with. And I get another good shot on the A20. If we can get those lights gone, they are at a disadvantage, and we are able to get around and flank them. Super Shaffy cops one from me. I'm now ammo racked, so I really need to heal that as soon as possible. Our two lights aren't doing much from the back there, but hopefully they will push up and do some spotting. That is the goal. The enemy Super Shaffy here is suiciding and really making himself vulnerable and not helping the team at all by dying. Giving me some assistant damage and some better experience. Now I've got a little bit of a battle here with the T-40. I was able to get a shot on him and he's got me to the point where I will die if I'm hit again. So double down on my experience and get further back, make myself a smaller target, but hopefully still get some shots on the enemy tanks. Here I thought they would try and push up on me, but they're obviously good players and they won't do that. They know how to battle. Very, very difficult situation to be in when you don't want to die but you want to get some hits in. So now I know that the VK is open and vulnerable. Very useful to have the T-50 push up and help me, T-150. We are an advantage with tanks. Biggest is now pushing at the back. We are almost definitely going to win this, but I don't want to die. So very tentatively trying to spot. Our A20 gets in there with two tanks and is outclassed, outgunned. But as I said, there's the VK open and vulnerable, and I reduce him down to a one-shottable situation where the T-150 can now go and finish him off. So I'm going to go up and assist the T-150, knowing that they're going to be busy trying to destroy him, and I'll get in there and support him as he pushes up the line. Spotted by the Type 64, who's still somewhere out there in the field, not doing much, but hoping for a shot. That's my last shot I was able to get on the T-3485, and then we were able to win that battle. Thank you for watching today. Hope you learned something from watching these battles. Very important not to rely on your tank's armour. Rely on cover, use the buildings, be aware of your surroundings and where the enemy are coming from, and hopefully when you play, when you battle, next time you'll be able to do